Hi, everyone. Welcome to Volume 2 of Security Shorts with Scott. Today, very excited to have with us Theo Nasser from Right-Hand Security. I've had the fortunate opportunity to work with Theo for many, many years. Great person, great company, great human being, and really excited to have him on board. So, Theo, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks, Scott. Thanks for having me. So at Right-Hand, we provide a cyber awareness platform. We help organizations implement security awareness training, which is fun, interactive, and gamified. And we also provide phishing simulations so organizations can measure their most and least cyber risky users.
As you know, Theo, we love Right-Hand Security, but let's get to the man for a minute. As a new father, I think you got a 1 and a 3-year-old. Give us a little bit of either your most embarrassing moment or something you've learned from the kiddos.
Sure. I was recently actually getting fitted for golf clubs with my 3-year-old daughter, and I went up to the golf simulator to take a couple swings, and on my first swing, it was a big swing and a big miss. And the employees there, I think they got a kick out of it, but I turned around and my daughter did too. She said she wanted to try right after me. So she marched up to the simulator and, they gave her a kid-sized driver and she took a swing and it was right down the middle. She had a beautiful follow-through and definitely was a big slice of humble pie for me.
Good. Kids are great at making sure parents stay humble. And the other thing that could be good is there could be golf scholarship in the future there. So
that'd be great.
Maybe save a few bucks on university. Hey, Theo, let's talk a little bit about Right-Hand Security and just this space. We have spent most of our life in the large enterprise space, and they get cybersecurity training. What about small, medium enterprises? What do they need to do to understand security awareness training and phishing simulation?
Well, I think it starts, Scott, with just understanding the landscape and the reality. And, the reality is that SMEs are actually targeted 3 times more than enterprises. This was a report done by Forbes and Barracuda that said that organizations that are SMEs receive 350% more spear phishing attacks than larger organizations. So just kind of understanding that this whole notion of being an SME and that, attackers aren't interested in my business or what we have to do, understanding that that's not true, I think first and foremost is most important.
Makes sense. There's a group inside of SMEs that are notoriously difficult around this topic. That's the executives, right? They tend to live by their own rules a little bit. What do you say about executives, small and medium enterprises, and what do they need to know about phishing simulation security awareness training?
Just being able to actually quantify the impact and the results to the business, I think, is most important, right? Being able to actually measure that this investment into a security program can result in the defense against this type of business impact that would be a breach. Being able to quantify it into dollar and cents and in business terms, I think will really go a long way with helping to increase adoption for SMEs.
Yeah, I think if executives know that this is one of the most critical and fastest paths to securing their organization and limiting risk, it makes that conversation a lot easier. Now, one of the things you all do that I love is we call it modern training, because we've all been through the 60 hours of training, whether or not it's HR, compliance, or security awareness training. What's your view on effective means for people and companies to learn about security?
You mean, Scott, that you don't love taking those annual compliance trainings for 3 hours?
They're the best, and that's what I tell my HR team.
We completely agree with that notion. There's a ton of friction that exists right now with security awareness training because a lot of the training is built like that. It's PowerPoint style. It's more compliance driven to the point where it's treated as a check of the box. And so what we do at Right-Hand to combat this and just to offer a newer, more modern approach, like you said, is we make our training more interactive. It's bite-sized. It's relevant for what the user needs to learn. And it's gamified. It creates a more fun and interactive experience for the user. We want users to feel that they can complete their coaching session or their nudge training from their couch, from their mobile device. We want to integrate it into Slack so you can consume it while you're working on Slack if that's your preferred method of communication. So it's all about listening to your user, having a feedback loop, and then implementing whatever will deliver the path of least resistance.
Love it. I sometimes joke it's the Twitter of security awareness training. So our customers love it. The last question we have is around sort of policy or best practices. So at Soul Cyber, this is something that we really focus on with our customers, is saying we're going to give you a program that we know behaviorally, psychologically really has the highest uptake. But from your standpoint, what's sort of that minimum effective dose but maximum bang for your buck approach when it comes to this topic?
I would recommend to just really focus on the governance and how you want to structure your program. Focus it around reward rather than punishment and fear-based. So I've seen programs implement both, and the more successful programs are rewarding their users for implementing the right types of security behaviors as opposed to punishing their users for making a mistake or showcasing the wrong type of security behavior. You're going to create an environment where people feel just open to actually talk to the security team and report something that they've seen, or even worse, report something that they've done. And that's definitely the type of security culture you want to build as a security team, rather than one where people hide or maintain secrets just out of fear of what the repercussions would be.
Yeah, I love that. A lot of companies we talk with have awards programs they've already built where you can get gifts and cards and all kinds of other things. And we really encourage people to use those, make it competitive, right? Reward people for improvements, and then really try to limit the whole, name and shame thing that was a little bit you saw maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Absolutely.
So with that, Theo, thank you so much for spending some time with us. Super important. People are the weakest link. We've tried to reiterate that. So for those of you who are listening, thanks for joining. Really take some time to think about your phishing simulation security awareness training because it's absolutely critical. It's not really an option anymore. It's something that every company needs to be doing. And as always, if you have any questions on this or any other security topics, feel free to reach out to any of your SoulCyber teammates at soulcyber.com or reach out to me at scott@soulcyber.com. Thanks.